What then is a bastard for this audience composed in part, we are told, of people who are themselves outside the rules of society? Essentially, someone unstable, who accepts the rules only when they are useful to do so. Sometimes he reestablishes these boundaries and claims the protection of what he did, not respect of a few minutes earlier. This inconsistency, far more than treachery or cruelty, sends the audience beside itself with rage. Offended not in its morality, but in its logic. It considers the contradiction of arguments as the basest of crimes. The forbidden moves become dirty only when it destroys a quantitative equilibrium and disturbs the rigorous reckoning of compensations. What is condemned by the audience is not all the transgression of insipid official rules. It is the lack of revenge, the absence of punishment, so that there is nothing more exciting for a crowd than the grand delinquent kick given to a vanquished bastard. The joy of punishing is at its climax when it is supported by the mathematical justification. Contempt is then unrestrained. Roland Barthes, The World of Wrestling, 1957. Unlikable, unrelatable, liar, cheat, criminal. If anyone needed a push for the presidential election, it was Hillary Clinton. In the world of politics, there's no shortage of heels who can generate heat. But the 2016 presidential election reached the peak of political kayfabe, and we experienced all too well what Roland Barthes would call the perfect bastard. In an attempt to secure the 2016 presidential election, Hillary and Bill Clinton, along with John Podesta, are guilty of voter fraud by manipulating the demography of the Republican Party by creating a division of opposing support with their accomplice, Donald Trump. To understand this clearly, we'll have to go back to April of 2015. Hillary Clinton's team, led by longtime Bill Clinton and Obama chief John Podesta, ordered the media to elevate a Pied Piper candidate within the Republican Party, according to a leaked April 7, 2015 memo, of which the fundamental goal being to undermine our democracy. There were 3 Pied Piper candidates listed in Podesta's memo, set to rig the election: Ted Cruz, Ben Carson, and Donald Trump. Which one of these heels could generate the most heat? Which one of these heels could do a job well enough to make people believe Hillary Clinton was a babyface? Which one of these heels already had professional wrestling experience? And, in a total heel move, which one of these heels was already in character by offering $5 million for a copy of President Obama's real birth certificate? Not only did Donald Trump have the credentials and experience, he was already friendly with the Clintons. And he had donated separately to Senator Hillary and to the Clinton Foundation, and he already had the same circle of friends. They were even his personal guests to his wedding with Melania, and his daughter already had a friendship with Chelsea Clinton. The obvious decision was made, and the Clintons chose their heel by early May of 2015. In late May of 2015, Donald Trump was encouraged to run for president by Bill Clinton, and although they denied this, a Clinton campaign inside reporter, Amy Chozick, confirmed this in her book, Chasing Hillary. In Chapter 33, Let Donald Be Donald, while playing at the Trump National Golf Course in Bedminster, New Jersey, Bill Clinton casually encouraged Donald to run for president and that he would roil the Republican field. Bill Clinton had activated Donald Trump as the Pied Piper candidate, following Podesta's memo on rigging the election by creating a division of opposing support. While babyface Hillary was going to get a much-needed push, she underestimated how well of a heel Donald Trump could be, and how much heat the media would generate in his favor. Trump's angle was to be that of the perfect bastard, one who enrages the marks with his antics, his lies, hypocrisy, and cruelty. While Clinton's team had their concerns about the real babyface, Bernie Sanders, they knew that getting the DNC's nomination was a done deal, and we all know how that turned out for Bernie. On June 16, 2015, Donald Trump announces his run for presidency in true heel form, and bringing the kind of heat never seen from a presidential candidate. And per the Pied Piper strategy, he acted as a cudgel to move the moderate Republican candidates farther to the right, in an attempt to make Hillary Clinton a babyface for which America would vote. But any good heel knows how to parlay their angle into bigger opportunities. And Trump is a master heel. In fact, he's the perfect bastard. According to Michael Wolff, a Trump campaign inside reporter and author of Fire and Fury, in Chapter 1, Election Day, his ultimate goal, after all, had never been to win. "I can be the most famous man in the world," he told his aide Sam Nunberg at the outset of the race. His longtime friend Roger Ailes, the former head of Fox News, liked to say that if you want a career in television, first run for president. Now Trump, encouraged by Ailes, was floating rumors about a Trump network. It was a great future. He would come out of this campaign, Trump assured Ailes, with a far more powerful brand and untold opportunities. "This is bigger than I ever dreamed of," Trump told Ailes in conversation a week before the election. "I don't think about losing because it isn't losing. We've totally won." What's more, he was already laying down a public response to losing the election. It was stolen. It was rigged. The bastard was performing very well, being a good, entertaining heel and drawing all the attention away from the other GOP candidates. In Chapter 19, The Pied Piper, of Amy Chozik's book, Chasing Hillary, not only did she reference the Pied Piper memo used by Clinton and the DNC, she confirmed that Hillary carried out the plan of utilizing Trump as a cudgel to move the Republican field further to the right. And Robbie Mook asked, "How do we maximize Trump?" Amy Chozik wrote what the feeling was like inside Clinton's campaign headquarters. When the main GOP debate came on, everyone pushed their pizza crust aside and stared transfixed at the TV set. Campaign manager Robbie Mook salivated when the debate came back on and Trump started to speak. "Shh," Robbie said, practically pressing his nose up to the TV. "I've gots to get me some Trump." Everything is going according to plan. The media was focusing on all the heat Trump was generating with his racist and sexist comments, while babyface Hillary tried to be inconspicuous and change her image. Moderate voters may not really like Hillary, but she's a better choice than that heel Trump, right? By late 2015, the heel was mostly played off as a joke by the media. Trump made a mockery of the Republican debates, but even then he was never even considered to be a threat to babyface Clinton. Besides, the moderate Republican delegates would never give Trump the GOP nomination, right? On July 19th, 2016, it was official. The perfect bastard won the GOP nomination. By fall of 2016, few in the media predicted a Trump victory. Hillary was officially America's choice, and the marks would never elect an orange-colored heel who played the rich jerk angle, right? But something funny happened on the way to the White House. The heel was generating so much heat that half of the people were attracted to his gimmick. Babyface Hillary had faith that the media would come out of the corner with a folding chair to help her defeat the heel. Continuous news coverage of Trump's antics, and even releasing damaging videos about pussy grabbing. But that wasn't enough. The perfect bastard pretended to represent the people, and slandered CNN by calling them fake news, and declared war on the media. Ironically, the perfect bastard carried a powerful message, of which half the marks were drawn with a frenzy. Never intending to make good on any of his campaign promises, the perfect bastard knew he was never going to win, as heels aren't meant to, so he was going to blow up the territory by hedging his bet in the last general debate, calling the election rigged in Hillary's favor, perhaps to capitalize on his newfound gimmick as an anti-elitist. But on November 9th, 2016, the unthinkable happened. The perfect bastard became president. In a bid to be the most powerful woman in the country, babyface Hillary's plan to undermine our democracy backfired spectacularly. This was not, of course, the outcome a heel like Trump was anticipating. According to Michael Wolff, who was present on election night, witnessed the following. Shortly after 8 p.m. on election night, when the unexpected trend, Trump might actually win, seemed confirmed, Don Jr. told a friend that his father, or DJT as he calls him, looked as if he had seen a ghost. Melania was in tears, and not of joy. There was, in the space of little more than an hour, in Steve Bannon's not unamused observation, a befuddled Trump morphing into a disbelieving Trump, and then into a horrified Trump. And here we are. The perfect bastard who was meant to provide a massive pop by enraging the marks and giving babyface Hillary a push for the presidency is now running the country. Don't let party tribalism keep you from seeing the truth behind political kayfabe, because once you realize that the left and right teams are puppets of the same master, the system can be broken. Let's break political kayfabe together.